All right, fam, let's jump into it. Listen up. And I said this before, and I have started my podcast, my lives like this before. Is life will be what you settle for. Life will be what you settle for, and what you settle for, you deserve. Now, this is something that we must understand, that life is our responsibility. Life is your responsibility when it comes to being in the position where you want to be. One must put themselves in position to get the results that they claim they want, right? Now, how do you do that? How do you put yourself in position to get the results that you claim you want? See, for many people, they say, I want change, or I want to be more healthy, or I want to be more clear, I want to be more aware, I want to be more focused, I want to have this in my life and all these other things in my life. They say they want these things, but they sit down and do nothing actively about it, right? They sit down and say, okay, it's going to come to me, or something's going to wait, or something's going to bless me over, or something's going to happen. Watch, I'm going to wish for it. I'm going to hope for it. I'm going to say a couple of affirmations and then receive it. See, one thing that you don't understand, well, for many people don't understand, is that you must put yourself in position to get the results that you want. You must put yourself in a position where you say, okay, this is where I want to go. How can I influence the future towards that direction? Because the future is now. So if you can take ownership and control of the things that you have full control of, if you can take ownership and control of the things that you have literally right in front of you, the resources that you have right in front of you, we can take ownership and control of that. What would happen? What would happen if you went all in on the things that you have full control of? What would life look like if you took ownership of all areas of your life and actually took it to its highest level? What would life look like? See, for some people, they don't want to hear that, right? Some people don't want to hear that because they jumped into this live, or they jumped into this with a mind that has no intention to change. Think about it, fam. Think about it. I'm scrolling. I see my name pop up on the Instagram. I'm just doing whatever it is. It pops up. I click on it. I'm a busy person. I got a lot of things going on. I got to go to work later, or maybe I'm at work, or I'm at the gym, or wherever you're listening to this at. You're probably driving. Whatever it is that you are doing, think about it. You're busy, psychologically pulled in multiple directions. Oh, Anthony's on. Let's see what he has to say. You jump on. Now, a lot of people jump on with a mind that literally has no intention to make a different decision. With a mind that has no intention to go a different direction. There's no intention to say, you know what? I'm going to listen with a fresh mind. I'm going to listen with a mind that wants to understand. I'm going to listen with a mind that's willing to make an adjustment. Not a lot of people have that mentality, right? They listen without responsibility. They listen surface level, right? They listen with an open mind and not a fresh mind. And what an open mind is a mind that says, okay, I'm this way, but I'm willing to peek and listen to what you have to say. And if it resonates, I'll make an adjustment. If it makes sense, I'll make an adjustment. If it hits me, I'll make an adjustment. Instead of completely listening with a fresh mind, listening to understand the words and what is being said. What am I saying here? I'm saying is, if a mind that comes into this live or listens to any form of information with a mind that has no intention to change, it's already solidified. I just jump on. Why am I listening to this then? Right? Can there be anything on this live that can completely change the course of your life if you already jumped into it with the mindset that says, I'm not going to make any real moves, or I'm not going to make any form of adjustment? Your attitude, your vibe, your energy, your intention, your focus. That's what I'm talking about, right? I'm jumping into something already saying, you know what? I'm just this way. I'll listen and maybe I'll make an adjustment, here or there, but am I willing to make total change? And that right there is what's interesting, right? That right there is what's interesting. Is that if you can see yourself, you will see. If you can see yourself, you will see that you will see within yourself that many of you go into something already assuming you know the outcome. Already assuming you know what's going to happen. So you don't allow things to play out, or you don't even give yourself to the entire process because you assume you already know the outcome. You assume you already know the end result. Because of your conditioning, because the moves you made up to this point, because how you view yourself, how you view the world, all these things has led you up to a point where you feel like, oh, I know what's already going to happen. So why go all in? Or I know that I don't want to put an end to a known or to a comfort or to a security. So why go all in? It's like literally stopping yourself from seeing the result or stopping yourself from getting clear. Is this making any sense at all? Are you guys following so far? Well, let me turn on this car real quick. Let's put some AC up in here. Is this making any sense at all, fam? Do I need to explain myself? Do I need to... Does this make any sense, fam? Does this make any sense? Perfect. I see the yeses. Okay. Andrea, I see you. Okay. Cool. Cool. Now, so let's continue. So a mind that goes into something that says, you know what? This already is solidified. I have no control of my life. I have no control of my situation. I have no control. Everything else has control outside of me. So now you're sitting there thinking that you're powerless. Now you're sitting there waiting for something to happen. Now you're sitting there thinking, oh, you know, it's not up to me. Now you're sitting there saying, oh, it's someone else's responsibility. So now a mind that doesn't think it's up to them, what do? What do? Right? You do whatever feels good or whatever's right in front of you or whoever has your attention at the moment. Oh, I'm going to go down this path. I'm going to go down this path because it feels good. I'm going to do this because I normally have done this before. I'm going to do that. But never thinking about the consequences of these choices. Never thinking about, okay, what am I doing by not doing? What am I doing by just sitting down and not making a decision that I know I need to make? What am I actually doing with myself? What moves am I actually making? Right? Am I jumping into this type of information, listening to just be motivated, inspired for the moment, or am I really looking to see myself? Because there's nothing more powerful than a mind that's unafraid to see itself. There is nothing more powerful than a mind that is unafraid to see itself. Because when it sees itself for what it actually is, when it sees itself in its rawest form, and it sees that the moves it's been making up to this point and how it led itself up to this point, how its own conditioning is creating its own limitations, how one has accepted their own fears, how one has no intention to change. If we can see that so clear, the awareness of that can put an end to that. The awareness of that alone can put an end to that. The awareness of your own self, the awareness of a mind that says, you know what, man? I'm not going all in. I'm not betting on myself. I am sitting around waiting for things to happen. I am sitting around hoping for change, wishing for change. I am sitting around waiting for something to come my way or waiting for something to happen. Are you aware of that? Can you see that for yourself? Can you see the truth in that? How many people are literally listening with a mind that just listening with restrictions, listening with boundaries, listening without responsibility, listening without action, right? Because now everything is just about consuming for a form of entertainment. Everything becomes a form of consuming as a form of entertainment. And the moment we start talking responsibility, it's no longer motivating anymore, or it's no longer motivating, it's no longer inspiring, and it's no longer what people jump on the live for, right? The moment that we talk about responsibility. It's like, well, that's not what I came here for. I came here for the inspiration. I just want to hear. For most, I'm saying, not everybody, I'm saying for most, right? It's not as pleasurable. It's not as stimulating as truth, right? Truth is like, damn, I see myself and I feel a certain way about myself. And I built an entire life not wanting to see myself. But the moment, fam, I'm telling you this, there's nothing more inspiring than a mind that wants to see itself. I'm telling you, the moment you see your own situation and you adapt and adjust and you study yourself and you see the truth, everything changes. Everything changes. There's clarity, there's awareness, there's lifestyle. There's lifestyle. Like, the best way I can say it is lifestyle, freedom. Detached from any form of opinions, or anybody says something, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You understand where they're coming from. You have empathy, true empathy. It's never getting offended. It's always understanding what other people say, or, oh, I get why they would say that. And if I had the same conditioning, the same experience, the same type of lifestyle, the same form of limitations, the same beliefs, the same fears, I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing, right? Freedom, psychological freedom. This is what this whole thing is about. This is what everything that I talk about is get to a place where you are psychologically free. When you see that your fears are self-made and you are the creator of your own fears. How your own limitations are only in your head. Isn't that interesting? You can blame systems. You can blame, oh, you don't understand the leaders and this and this. It's all in your mind. It's all in, especially in today's world, how all of it is because of how you view yourself and how you view the world. Your position makes the most sense because of how you view yourself and how you view the world. The world is in your head. And you see the world based on your level of perception, your perspective, on what you see as good, bad, right, or wrong. Isn't that interesting, fam? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that you can say, oh, the world's in your head, yet no matter how much you say that, one will still never question the fears, the insecurities, the worries, the doubts, the beliefs. One will still never question what is most comfortable. It's interesting, fam. It's interesting. It's really, really interesting. Because the moment that you do that, man, it's a different level of perception. The moment you do that, everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes the moment you say, oh, it's up to me and it always will be. And the moment you say everything that happens to me happens because of me. Meaning because of how I react and respond to whatever comes my way. How I view myself, how I view the world. These are things that you have control of. These are not solidified. These are not stamped. These are not a way of life forever. It's a conditioning that you've been conditioned with, right? Based on your environment, the leaders in your life, your teachers, or whatever lifestyle, belief system, philosophy you bought into. But it doesn't have to be that way, and you don't have to actually think that way. However, thinking this way is what's most comfortable for people. You've survived up to this point being who you are. You've lived another day being who you are, which is why people are afraid to question. But when I tell you, fam, is this, your results make the most sense. Your results speak for itself. Your results physically, your results mentally, your results financially, your results emotionally, your results, your ideas, your creativity. Where does this come from? It all makes sense, and it all led you up to this point. So now to change that, to understand yourself, to break through your limitations, to break through your fears, to break through these things, it takes a it takes a serious mind to do so. A mind that truly, 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 truly wants change. A mind that is truly sick and tired of being in the position that it's in. A mind that is truly just unafraid to see itself. That, my friends, is where it all changes, man. And, you know, we can say this, right? I'm saying all this stuff, and all this stuff I'm saying can really change the course of somebody's life forever. But like I said in the beginning of this live, that once you have jumped into this live, or you jumped into any form of information, any book you read, any podcast you listen to, the moment you jump into something the moment you listen to something with restriction, The moment that you think that your life is already solidified psychologically, physically, emotionally, financially, the moment you jump into something and say, I have no intention to change, there is nothing one can say that will spark a new idea. There's nothing that one can say that will get you to question yourself, because you're so hardcore on the story you've created that you don't even allow yourself to question it. And that's when people are like, the moment you get close to questioning it, that's when, no, I'm out. I'm not listening to this, right? And I've been there before, you know? It's like one of those videos you see and then you scroll past because you don't want to see yourself. It's like those people you unfollow because it reminds you of what you're not doing. So you quickly unfollow. It's like one of those things you do where you just accept your insecurities without addressing them, right? And that's what most people are doing. I've accepted these insecurities, these worries, these fears as if it's already solidified, instead of addressing them one by one. Instead of seeing what's going on and addressing it. Not living with it, addressing it. Because once you address it, now you're uncomfortable. Once you address it, now you jump into the unknown. Once you address it, there is change. Does this make any sense at all, fam? Give me some fiery emojis if you're on here loving what you're listening to right now. Because what I'm saying is real facts, fam, and it can really change how you see yourself and how you see the world. It can really change the course of your life in a real way. In a real way. In a real way. Not in a fake, artificial way. Like, hey, I know the quotes and I know all the, I feel motivated for the moment and inspired for the moment. No, we're talking about real, total transformation, man. It's real. It's real. It's real if you want it to be real. I appreciate it, fam. Absolutely. So why is it so hard? Let's dive into this. Why is it so hard for one to commit to that? Why do you think, fam? Why do you think it's so hard for one to commit to the understanding of oneself? Let's get some crowd participation here. Why do you think it's so hard for one to commit to the understanding of oneself? Why do many people do not want to see themselves? What do you think? And going based on your own experiences and going based on your position, why are you afraid, if you are, afraid to see yourself? Which seeing yourself can potentially just create total clarity and total awareness. Being afraid to change. Okay. Why is one afraid to change? Why is one afraid of change? Let's get some participation, fam. Why is one afraid of change? Why would someone want to be afraid of change? It's ugly. Our actions can be disappointing. Okay, so if it's disappointing, why do we keep making the same moves? Like, let's not judge it, right? You make the moves you make, okay, fine. You make the moves you make, it comes with a consequence. But why is it disappointing? If it's so disappointing, why do I keep making the moves that I make that gives me the result that I claim that I don't want? Fear of the unknown. Okay, fear, it's uncomfortable. Fear is unknown. Judgment, something deep-rooted. Unknown. Okay. So it's the fear, what I see here is people saying fear of ending a known. You can't fear the unknown. Because the unknown, you don't know what the known unknown is, right? You create what you think the unknown's going to be, but you don't actually know what it is. So you just fear the ending of a known or the changing of a known. And the only people who fear the ending of a known or the changing of a known are those who don't understand themselves. Why is that? Because if you understand that you have full control over how you react and respond in a real way, and you know how you react to adversity, you know how you react to struggle, you know how you respond, you know your priorities, where you prioritize solving a problem, you prioritize truth, you prioritize adjusting and adapting as a human being, then you won't be afraid of the unknown. You won't be afraid of changing the known. You just know, okay, once I change the known, I'm prepared for whatever comes my way. So we look at judgment as well. That's another thing, right? Judgment's this other thing that people fear, right? The fear of judgment. I will be judged for making this move. Okay. But if the move that you was making in your mind that you think is the right move to make, then will you be afraid of judgment? Nobody wants to feel failure. Well, that's not true, right? Because those who understand themselves understand that failure is the only way you learn. Failure is the only way you learn, right? It's the only way human beings have ever learned anything is through failure and adjusting and adapting, right? Oh, is this apple edible in the beginning of time? You bite it, like, oh no, I got poisoning. Okay, cool. When it's this color, I'm not going to eat it this way. I'm going to wait till it's fully right. Hey, I'm going to fall. I'm going to learn how to walk. I fall. I get up. I fall. I get up. I fall. I get up. I fall. I crawl. I get up. I fall. I crawl, get up, fall, run, crawl, fall. And then I start learning how to walk. If that was the case, then as kids, we'll all be crawling right now. We will all be crawling right now. Those who are afraid of feeling failure, we'll all be crawling right now. We all would not know how to ride a bike. We will all not know how to drive. We will all not know how to speak and spell and write. We will all not know what 2 plus 2 is. Everybody on this live knows what 2 plus 2 is. But at one point they didn't. 2 and 2, got to remember it. So is it fear of failure? Not caring what other people think is a great act of self-love. I get why you would say that. I get why you would say that. Fire analogy. Without failure, there is no growth. Right. Without failure, there is no growth. So if you don't want to feel failure, then you don't want to grow. There is no way you can learn anything in life if you don't fail. Meaning, I do this. Oh, fuck. I didn't get the result that I wanted. Oh, I did this wrong. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. And then you adapt and adjust. So what is actually going on here? So we talk about fear of changing the known. We're talking about judgment. We talk about fear of failure. We talk about fear itself. Think about what we're talking about. The only thing that we're talking about on this live is the illusions that you've created for yourself. The illusions that you've created and accepted about yourself. Fear is an illusion, right? Fear is not real. Fear is not here. Fear is all in your mind. It's created through thought. It's created through what you think may happen and all the evidence that you've learned from the past and all the things that, all your experiences and everything. So you project on what's going to happen. But it hasn't happened yet, right? So because it hasn't happened yet, you create all this stuff on what may happen. So I'm afraid of failing. It's like, okay, that's you. Oh, I'm afraid of judgment. Okay, that's you. Oh, I'm afraid of this. Okay, that's you. What about that? Why does that make sense to you? Why does that story make sense? And why do you care so much about that? Is that something that you truly fear? Is it that? Is it the fact itself that you fear? Judgment or failure? Is it the fact itself or is it the idea of it? Think about it. Is it the idea that you're fearing the most? I don't want people talking about me. When everybody's talking about you as we speak, there's somebody right now talking about you. But because you don't know, you're like, oh, I'm afraid to get judged for doing this. It's like, but people are talking about you anyway. So I'm afraid to fail. Okay, but you fail every single day. Oh, fuck, I went the wrong way. Oh, I'm going to be late. Oh, this didn't go right. Oh, I made this meal wrong. Oh, this meal didn't taste the way I wanted to taste. Oh, this. What does that mean? What does this mean? Okay, so what does it mean? Is it the actual fact of it or the idea? And if you fear the idea of it, then what we're talking about here, we're talking about illusions, right? We're talking about things that don't exist. We fear things that don't exist or that has not happened yet because of a problem or something that we're unwilling to address in the present moment. Is what you fear, are your fears created? How can I word this? Are your fears created as an excuse for you not to do? If I don't want to do something and I have no intention to do something, won't I create my own limitation to justify my own situation? I'm asking. We're getting deep, fam. We're getting deep. We're getting deep. I create my own limitation. I create my own limitation. I create my own fear, my own obstacle because I simply just don't want to do. So I justify my situation when it literally does not have to be that way. The mind can do whatever it sets its mind to. You're talking about a mind that creates rocket ships out of space, creates technology, cell phones, creates the internet, creates, puts satellites in the sky, creates holograms. You're talking about a mind that created the cell phone. You're talking about a mind that figured out all this stuff, driving a car, creating cars, medical things that we figured out. You're talking about that mind that we all have access to. You can't solve a problem, the problem of judgment or failure. You're telling me that that's a mind that can't figure itself out, or is that a mind that doesn't want to figure itself out? Something to think about, fam. And why would I not want to do it, right? I have no intention to understand myself. I have no intention to get clear. I have no intention to get aware. So because I have no intention, is it possible that I create my own limitations, my own obstacles to say, okay, let me design my own obstacles in my mind. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because of that. It's because of this. It's racism. It's politics. It's growing up, it's trauma, it's past experience, But okay, fine. These are all things that's happening in your mind that you will look for reasons to why that makes sense. In actuality, is that real? Right? I go like that because if the world is in your head and you're seeing things from a certain perception or perspective, then you make it real. You make it what it is. You want to see it that way. But the question is, not if it's real or not real, or if it's right or wrong. The question is, why do you want to see it that way? And that right there is where the truth lies. You want to talk about truth? The truth is, why do you want to see it that way? Not whether it's right or wrong, good or bad. Not if it's true or not. But why? Why do you want to see it that way? And if the world is in your head, then the question is, why do you want to see the world the way you do? Right? Because you can literally see it from a different angle, different perspective. And that different angle, different perspective will completely change the course of your life. Even the best creators, speakers, and many others struggle with the insecurities or doubt, yet they still make the choice to make it happen. It's a choice for us despite the conditioning we are in. The best creators, speakers, many others struggle with insecurities. Well, why does one struggle? Look, this is something that we must understand. Okay, this is what I want to address. When we say even the best struggle with insecurities and all the other things and doubt, why do we allow insecurities to roll on to the next day? Because no one here should struggle with insecurities when we're aware of our insecurity. Let's look at it. Let's look at this. This is something that we're going to dive into, right? We're getting really technical, analytical right now. We're breaking these things down. If I have a problem, something that's causing me, that's stopping me from moving forward, and I have this insecurity, there's two things. I either address the insecurity or I create a life around the avoidance of my insecurity, which is what we're saying that most people do. Why? Why do I create a life around the avoidance of my insecurity instead of addressing the insecurity and the insecurity goes away? Why do we allow it to roll on to the next day? Because it shouldn't be like that, right? Okay, I have all these things that are going on in my mind as if it's solidified, as if it's a stamp, as if it's normal. Oh, it's normal to have insecurities. It's like, well, why does this insecurity still exist? Why don't we not address it? Like, why not? Why do we not make it a priority? Okay, let me address this insecurity. Let me understand this insecurity so it's no longer an insecurity. Something to think about, right? This is by far one of my favorite lives. I'm letting you guys know why. This is one of my, out of 100 plus, 500 plus lives, 1,000 plus lives I've done, this is probably my favorite one. And here's why. Because it's getting people to see themselves and how, getting you guys to see, including myself, to see that I am the creator of my own limitation. I am the creator of my own fears. I am the creator of my own way of life. I am the creator of my own results. I am the creator of my own results. Everything about me and everything about you makes so much sense. And if we can see that, oh fuck. Is it permanent? No. It's not. But some of you act like as if it's permanent. Oh, this is just my life. You don't understand anything. I've grown up a certain way, my past experience, and you don't understand all these things in my mind, all these insecurities, and then it's stamped, and then that's it. Then you move on with your life. That's the issue there, right? People think it's stamped. It's permanent. Oh, you don't know, man. You don't know what I'm going through in my life. That's stamped. Instead, if you look at this moment right here, right now, if you look at this current situation, literally right now, it really doesn't have to be that way. One move, one decision, one idea, one piece of information, one insecurity at a time you address, one fear you see for yourself, one story you question can completely change it all instantly. Now, when you don't want to, then you have all these stories. When you don't have the energy to or the priority to, when that's not what you're interested in, then of course I want to see that I have no shot. Of course I want to see that there's no chance. Of course I want to see that it's not up to me. Of course I want to see, oh, no, you don't get it. Why would anybody want to fight that? Think about it. Why would anybody want to fight that? If you truly want change, and I say, hey, it's a story you've created for yourself. It's a mentality you've created. It's a fear that you must address. It doesn't have to be this way. Why would anybody want to fight that? Why would anybody even want to debate that? Why? Why would anybody debate that? Why? The moment, if I was on the other side of that and I really wanted to change my life or change my ways, the moment someone told me that, I said, whoa, wait a minute. I can take responsibility? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Life doesn't have to be this way? Wait a minute. The past is the past? The future is not here yet? Wait, so the past and the future doesn't exist? All I have is now? Wow. Wow, the internet has all this information that I can tap into and I can learn new different things? Really? Why would anybody want to fight that? They become comfortable in their misery. And that is the secret. That's the secret of them all. Oh, man. That's the biggest secret. They become comfortable in their misery. Anthony, you know what, man? Don't tell me I got responsibility, because then now I feel like I'm a loser. Or I feel like, I'm not. Now I feel bad about my situation because I'm not doing anything about it. Don't tell me it's up to me. I don't want it to be up to me. I don't want it to be up to me. It's not up to me. It's in somebody else's hands. Oh, it's in God's hands or the universe's hands or it's the government. Oh, it's my family. Oh, no, you don't understand the past. The past, my experiences. You don't get it, Anthony. It's like, why would anybody want to fight this? When I said, hey, just take responsibility. Take ownership. Do what's uncomfortable. Why would anybody want to fight that? You only fight that if you don't want that to be true. You only fight that if you don't want to take responsibility. You only fight that when you don't want to see the facts. Do we see this, fam? This is by far one of my favorite lives. I'm telling you, this is one of my, out of 5,000 lives I've done, this has got to be the greatest lives I've ever done. In my personal opinion. Why? Because this is just straight facts. Straight facts. Straight facts. Straight life-changing. If Anthony Minaya of 2010 jumped on an Anthony Minaya, what's today's date? May 18th, 2022 live, my life would completely go a different direction. Instantly. Why? Because it's giving the responsibility and it's putting it in my hands. The responsibility is in my hands and saying, wow, holy shit, it's up to me and it always will be. I'm in this position because of me. Oh, shit. Oh, I've created my own limitations. I've created my own fear to justify my situation. I want to be part of groups of people who suffer like me, that we can change the world and make sure the world feels bad for us because we refuse to take responsibility. I want to play the victim because being the victim is much more easier than taking responsibility. I prioritize video games, pornography. I prioritize Netflix. I prioritize my little girlfriend and boyfriend and date nights and drinking and smoking. So taking responsibility for my own existence, it's out of the equation. I don't want to take responsibility. I don't want to read a book. I don't want to understand myself. Shout out to Life is Everywhere podcast. Appreciate the badge as always. I see you. I prioritize all these things. The moment that responsibility is part of the equation, that means all my comforts and pleasures and joys out of life come to an end. So let me fight that is not up to me. Let me fight that is not my responsibility, that my health is not my responsibility, that my relationships are not my responsibility, my finances is not responsibility. I just need to understand the game, but I'm so interested in this and escaping my problems that understanding the game is way too much. It's in the universe's hands. Let me believe, conceive, and I will one day achieve. Right? Think about it, right? If I have all these fears, I want the universe to take control of it. Yes or no, fam? Yes or no? If I'm afraid to do something or I don't want to take action or something, think about it, fam. If I am afraid to do something or I don't want to take action on something or I don't want to accept my situation. I want the universe to take care of it. Isn't that the easiest thing? Think about it. I want the universe to take care of it because instead of influencing the future toward a certain direction, because you are the universe. You want the influence to take care of it, but you are the universe. How about that? You are the universe. The universe would take care of it, but that's you. So what happens now? What happens now? Holy shit. Ooh, the mind starts thinking, wait a minute, what? Very few want to hear this. This is not pleasurable to hear. This is not it's not pleasurable to hear, right? It's literally destroying all my illusions at once. It's literally destroying all my excuses. It's literally destroying everything that I believe to be true. Why? Because it's literally saying, hey, if you look at what you're actually doing, you would see that you're literally just allowing life to happen to you and you're not taking control. That's all that's happening. If you look at what's really happening, look at it in actuality. So in your mind, you have all these beliefs, oh, the universe is going to take care of it, da, 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 da. But if you are the universe and you're just sitting on your ass doing nothing and making all these excuses. Oh, no, you don't understand. You know how easy for me it is to say, oh, no, you don't understand. I saw people die on my block. It's very traumatic, Anthony. Well, I am Anthony. So live. Look, everybody on this live, you don't understand. I saw people die in the Bronx. I saw it right in front of my face, outside my window. Gunshots. Ba, ba, ba. It's very traumatic. I can't even show up for myself. I just don't understand. And then I start marching. I will until. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. I can say that. I've been in a huge car accident where the car completely got totaled and completely squished itself. And I almost died in this car accident as a passenger. I can say, oh my gosh, you don't understand. I don't want to drive. You don't understand. Like, you don't know. Like, this is very traumatic. This is not dissing anybody. This is saying that I can do that. And I have done that. I have done that. But then once you start understanding, wait a minute, hold on. The past, I'm not the same person I was at that time. I'm not the same person at that moment. I've grown, which means the situation is not the same. If I jump in the car today, it won't be the same situation as I jumped in the past. That same situation, that same block, yes, something has happened, but it's a total different situation. It's a total different me. I have grown, so I maneuver different. It's not the same. So the past is the past. It doesn't exist. Tell me, fam, what is the excuse so we can destroy it on this live? But I promise you this. If I don't want to do, or if I have no intention to do, I want the excuse. I want the limitation. I want the fear, because the fear makes me justify why my situation makes sense. And now I can live within my misery or my illusions peacefully. I can enjoy my illusion peacefully. I can now not see myself peacefully. I can escape my life away peacefully. That's why I don't want to see. Why would I want to see? It's like, dude, the secret's out. This is why, anybody who speaks truth looks like the villain, looks like the devil, looks like the bad guy, right? All it is revealing people's situations, right? Oh, no, this person's evil. Wait, what? What? Evil? What? Evil? Like, come on, fam. I would say the same thing if I don't want to change my position in life? I would say the same thing if I have all these stories that I tell I would say the same thing. Oh, fuck all these people who are doing better than me because I'm unfortunate. My skin color is brown. And because my skin color is brown, I'm going through so much in life. And I'm like, yo, man. My skin color? I'm so glad my skin color is the way it is. Because I don't make that excuse at all. Oh, no, you don't understand. You're the, I've been told this before. I'm the, what is it? I'm the exception, not the rule or something like that. It's like, no, So interesting what a mind will do or what a mind will say when it does not want to take responsibility. It's so interesting what one will fight for when fear consumes their life. It's so interesting what one would come up with when they don't want to be revealed, when you don't want to see yourself. It's so interesting what the mind comes up with. It comes up with all these stories, all these illusions, all these fears, so it can stay in the same place and justify its own situation. Not knowing what step to take first. Well, towards what direction, right? If I want to go to LA, right, from New York City, if I want to go to LA, what's the first step? If I want to go to Florida from New York, what's the first step? If I want to go to Egypt from New York, what's the first step? So it's knowing where you want to go. What's the first step? You must know where you want to go, what direction you're going down. If you want clarity, if you want awareness, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to take responsibility. Look at the littlest details you overlook in your life. Look at the things that you allow to continue. Oh, we all have insecurities. We all have worries. We all have problems in our mind. That shouldn't be that way. Why do we allow it to roll on to the next day? That's not true. Most people do because they just accept it because they think there's nothing you can do about it. Hey, there's nothing I can do about my situation. The universe takes care of it. You guys loving this? Are you loving this as much as I am? I don't know if you guys are, but I don't know if you're loving this as much as I am. Who's loving this right now? Give me some emojis that represents how you feel about this live. I am loving this personally for me. Alright, fam. I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it off here. This has been one of my favorite lives ever in history that I've ever done. Simply because it was just a different energy, different vibe, different breakdown, and everything just hit perfect, in my opinion. I'm going to repost this later today, so be on the lookout for that. Go sign up to my awareness journal. If you haven't done so yet, the link is in my bio. Go sign up to that. This is content that I don't share on social media. We have a strong community that's being built on there, so go ahead and jump on that if you want to see yourself, if you want to see the truth. It's only $5 a month. The link is in my bio. Go check that out. And I appreciate everybody who's on and everybody who's a part of this and everybody who continues to join me Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Take care. Peace.